more and more and more comes our way. What we were thinking we could go with now is, let's talk about pain, because pain is the greatest piece that we are all feeling, knowing, encountering and experiencing. So let's jump into this whole story and let's get Glenn to give us some insight again.
Yeah, thank you very much. So pain, this is going to sound strange, but I've had to learn to make pain my friend.
Yes.
Because on a very practical day-to-day level for the last 13 years, I get incredible phantom pains, which last between 4 and 14 or 24 hours. And it's so bad, it just feels like someone's shooting you over and over and over again. Every 2.5 minutes or so, the next shot comes. And that's something I've questioned myself a lot about. Okay, so what's the benefit in this? You know, because there's a gift in everything.
Yes, there is.
Now, before I talk about the gift in the pain that I'm experiencing, I'd like to just go back and see what is it, how do we understand pain, or what response do we have to it? So if we go back to our jungle mind, our reptilian brain, the pain is very helpful.
Yes,
because if you're holding your hand over fire, it's going to burn. So you must pull your hand away. Or if I walk into the cave, the bear's going to eat me. You know, so fear and pain are very closely linked. Okay.
Survival.
It's a survival thing. So sadly for us, because our bodies learn to avoid pain, we also learn to avoid emotional pain.
Yes.
So there's a little pain formula that we kind of run by, and if X equals pain, run away from or avoid X.
Yes, that's right.
how we live our lives.
Yes.
We run away from pain. Physically, that makes sense. Emotionally, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
This is where being human, with all its attendant glories like creativity and love and emotion, has its balanced side. There's going to be pain.
Yes, there is.
It is a painful world. But it's not exclusively a painful world. It just means pain exists. But the way a really lovely way that you can just look at things differently, to maybe not let it, because the minute you resist the pain, it gets even stronger. That's what I noticed with the phantom pain, straight away. When I feel them coming, I just go, okay, let's go into this. I go and lie down, I get myself ready, and I just go into it. I just go into it, you know. But the minute I would lie there going, oh, I wish this wasn't happening to me, it's so bad that I end up sobbing and crying. Whereas, I mean, I do end up, but anyway, it's a different attitude to it. But I want to talk about emotional pain, because physical pain is important, but because it teaches us things. But emotional pain, I've realized, is if you look at it simply as a little indicator, a little red flag that goes up and says, look here, here is something that you have an opportunity to heal, or to let go of, or to nurture. It's just an opportunity. Pain is just an opportunity.
That's beautiful.
It's helping you. But of course what happens is, oh no, I don't like that, so I'm going away from that pain, and then it just gets worse. You're not attending to the thing.
Yes.
Because the pain is very seldom the problem. It's something it's caused, the pain is a result of something else. And in this modern day and age, we're so accustomed to quick fixes and taking a pill to fix things, and we don't want to feel that pain. So we ignore it, we work harder, we diet more, we earn more money, we sleep with more people, I don't know, you have all sorts of ways of trying to avoid that emotional pain. And I see it's not so evident in your 20s and 30s, but I see the results of that kind of avoidance in people's 40s and 50s and sometimes even later, where they haven't been prepared to just acknowledge that something is ana, something is hurting, and it needs love.
And do you think it's because, especially when we get older, and maybe more so in men, that's a sign of weakness? I can't.
Totally. I mean, 95% of my clients are men, because they can relate to this.
Yes.
They can see, okay, the guy's been shot. He said he's like, okay, so now there's a point of access. But men particularly are ill-equipped to deal with pain because it's one of the judgments.
Yes,
pain is bad.
That's right.
It's one of the 4 wars. So it just perpetuates and compounds. And then of course the pain is bad. Now I'm painful. Now you're making me pain. Now the world is painful.
Yes.
It just makes it even worse.
The whole thing.
So it is the bravest person.
Oh.
It is the bravest person who will allow themselves to feel a bit broken or a bit hurt or damaged, whatever word comes up for you. Because it also, and when I say it's the bravest person, I suppose it's the person who values themselves enough to stop and say, I would like to attend to this, as opposed to avoiding it because it's sore.
Yes.
And boys do that far more than the girls do.
And they've been taught to do that.
Of course they've been. Cowboys don't cry. And and look at the results.
Yes.
Look at the people in power,
yes.
especially political power,
yes.
who have this programming.
Yeah.
They come up with such narrow views of the world, and there's so little compassion because they have no compassion for themselves.
Yes.
That's where it stems from. Okay, so it's the same rings true. If you judge something as bad or awful, if you look deeply enough, you'll find the good in it. And it's the same with our pain. If something is painful, look inside of it. What is it trying to show me?
Yes.
What is it trying to tell me?
Yeah.
And that is very important. And that's just a simple mind shift. You don't have to do anything dramatic. Ask yourself the question. Or another good question is to ask, what am I not seeing? What am I not seeing about this person, or my grumpy boss, or this current retrenchment package, or retrenchment process that I'm experiencing? What am I not seeing? Instead of just getting stuck in the head and judging with all the four walls, go a bit deeper. Let your tummy and your intuition and your wisdom speak to you about what the pain means. So it's a bit like finding the benefit in the cocoa of life.
Yes.
You know? Yes. What is it trying to do for me? If I incorporated that pain, if I loved it back, what kind of beautiful cake will I end up with?
Yes.
You see?
And the world is filled with those kind of stories where people have taken a moment where they felt this pain or exclusion, or they've been fired, or something's happened, and out of it some amazing result has grown.
Of course. Ken Wilber's very good at that.
Yes.
He's one of my favorite thinkers, and he's just profound in every respect. We as humans, I've realized, after doing this work for nearly 20 odd years now, that we would love our lives to gradually just improve. This is a little graph, here's time, here's good life, here's bad life. We would like our lives to just slowly end up being really good.
Just fabulous.
Yeah, and we're also quite prepared to get there, but we want this journey to be kind of smooth.
Yes, we do.
And what Ken Wilber has pointed out, that everything, including the history of the universe itself and evolution and plants and animals and ideas and businesses and companies and families and relationships, everything does progress, but it goes like in a staircase. Okay?
Yes.
It's never just a little gradual improvement. You will cruise along on a lovely little plateau and you will hit pain.
Yes.
Some kind of trauma, tragedy, obstacle, and in that moment you need to reinvent, you need to adapt, you need to decide, okay, how am I going to deal with this?
Yes.
Or you die.
Yeah.
So then you come up with a new way of doing things, and you shoot up all of a sudden like a vertical little step, and you make it, and you go, wow, okay, I did it. And then your life tends to cruise for a little bit more, until the next obstacle, or the next pain, or the next trauma. And then how you deal with that, you draw on different resources, you see yourself differently, you get different insights, you discover different strengths, and you climb up this hectic ladder, and then you make it. And then the next plateau starts. And our life is a series of steps until we've had enough. And then we hit that final one, and then the universe says it's time to come home. You've made it all the way to the top of your life, and it's time to come home now. So if we can keep that in mind, we will stop thinking of pain as a bad thing. We will actually use it to escalate. And whether it's an increase in self-awareness, a deepening of your spirituality, honing your skills as a business person, or as a healer, or as a mother, or as a partner, every one of those obstacles is an opportunity for greater expression of the true you.
And also, don't you think that we are not the same person that hit the first obstacle?
Never.
Because now we've done that one, and we've gained some amazing resources and knowing. So now we're here. Now we come onto this plateau, and we're not that person, we're this one. We're like double our wonderfulness.
We're totally double our wonderfulness.
Yes. And so we escalate.
And that equips us for the next level and the next level.
Yes.
it's very seldom that someone's going to come in on this step and then just shoot all the way to the top.
Exactly.
That would be, I mean, look, when it does happen, look at Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
He had a 27-year.
Yes.
He went from there to there. Obviously, on that personal journey, he had other little ones, but that's a kind of an extreme case of someone who really entered in as a human being and exited like a saint, you would almost call him. But for most of us, it's a series of incremental steps up, and we will always be stronger. That's where that cliche comes in, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's right.
It actually does equip you. Life is like that. It is designed to be like that. And when we resist that process, then suffering just comes and makes us want to give up.
It really does. There's that little word, courage, and I just love that little word, because when I was working with a French woman the one day, and maybe my head was in a French gear, and I heard courage, but I heard it like a French person might say courage.
Yes.
And then I thought cool is from the heart.
The heart.
Cool.
Yes.
And so you rage through your heart.
Yeah.
And you do this journey with all your courage, with all the raging through your heart, so that you are so connected with this heart into whatever experience you are engaging in. And whether it makes you rage with delight or rage with sadness, it's okay. We're still doing it.
I think the most important place in your life to have courage is to have the courage to let go and to trust that your journey will go exactly where it's meant to go. We try to hold on too much. Sometimes people they think they're being courageous by hanging on and fighting. But actually sometimes the courage just lies in releasing. And putting the deeper truth first. And by the deeper truth I mean the greater plan.
Beautiful. Perhaps
the will of the divine, some people call it. And even if you aren't even that way inclined, just let life itself take over. And if ever you're in doubt about life being in charge, just try to stop breathing for 3 minutes. It will breathe you.
It will breathe you, exactly.
So have the courage to trust that life will breathe you.
And life will breathe you.
And life will breathe you in whatever way it chooses, you know. And you can either go along for the ride, or you can resist it. That really is the essence of it.
And ultimately, there's a choice that we make.
It is the most powerful tool we have in our arsenal, is our attitude to every day. And I remember talking earlier about having all these amazing insights and then having life just come back in the daily grind, and you have to choose every day to hand over. Every moment of every day is another choice to hand over, and that does take courage. Courage does not lie in great deeds. Courage lies in the little choices we make every day. That I know.
Absolutely.
That's where really, I mean, people say to me, you know, you lost your leg and then you went mountain climbing, you went horseback riding, and I went windsurfing, parasailing, I did all sorts of things. And those are easy things to do. It's getting up every morning and using your sticks to get to the loo and washing your line, and it's the little bits of every day. That's where real courage lives.
Glenn.
The courage to remember who you are.
So we remember who we are. Oh, lovely. This has been
beautiful. Thank you.
An experience just connecting with you, Glenn.
Thanks.
And it's a deep privilege. And so it's not just my deep privilege, it's really for all mankind to hear the words of wisdom, of love and courage. And this gift that you have really is the gift for the world. So before we close this session, just say how people can connect with you and get more of Glenn.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 resources. The most obvious and easy one is my Facebook page, Glenn-Douglas Haig. Apparently I'm the only one.
Okay, good. That's a good
with
thing.
2 ends and 1 leg. I said it, yeah. Glenn-Douglas Haig on my Facebook page. And then I do have a website, gdh.za.com.
Okay, so we'll put that on
my letters, GDH, and then people can read the full story and connect and sign up. I mean, I have like I call them power tips that I send out every month, just little bits of insight, and it's great. I'd like to connect with you. I'd love to hear from people. I'd love people to ask me questions that I can answer for them. I mean, that would be the best thing.
Yeah. Thank you, my
I'd like
darling.
that. It's a pleasure. Thank
Oh.
you. What a beautiful time.